As a beginner, you might not realize how much you need to watch this video until it's probably too late. Hi, my name is CheChe, and if you're like me who knew absolutely nothing about makeup until about a year ago, you're on the right track, because in this channel, I'll be teaching you every tip and technique that I've learned along the way to help you master your own makeup game, no matter where you're starting from. So if you're ready to master your makeup skills and stay ahead in your makeup game, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment on this video. Turn on your post notifications as well so that you can always get notified when I post new videos. In this video, I will show you an easy step-by-step guide on doing your makeup as a beginner from start to finish. I'll break it down so that you can follow along and get it right, so let's get right into the video. Step 1 is skin prep, which is basically the base for your makeup. Prepping your skin involves cleansing, moisturizing, and priming your skin to make sure that your makeup stays on smoothly on your skin and lasts even longer. So always make sure that before you apply your makeup, that your skin is properly cleansed and free from any dirt or germs. You can do this using soap and water, cotton pad, or any cleanser that you own. Then you go in with the moisturizer. A moisturizer helps to keep your skin soft and hydrated. There are different types of moisturizers out there: creams, lotions, gels, and oils. The type of moisturizer that you use depends on your skin type. So if you have an oily skin, you might want to use a gel moisturizer, which mattifies your skin and reduces shine. If you have a dry skin, you might want to go for cream moisturizers because they have thicker and richer formulations. After moisturizing your skin, you want to let that dry down before going into priming. Now, think of priming as a canvas for painting. Priming provides a kind of protective layer that prevents your makeup from directly settling into your pores or fine lines, which can help reduce breakouts and irritations, especially if you have sensitive skin. You might often wonder why your makeup is cakey or why your products separate on your skin. This is probably because you don't use a primer, and there are essentially two types of primers: the mattifying ones and the hydrating primers. The type of primer that you use will depend on the type of skin that you have. If you have an oily skin like me, you want to use a mattifying primer to reduce all that shine and oil on your face. When you are applying your primer, you want to avoid your under eye area because you don't want any creases or cakiness in that area. Step 2 is foundation. Not everyone needs foundation, especially if you have a very clear and even skin tone. Foundation helps to smoothen out your skin tone and cover up any blemishes, redness, or dark spots that you might have. Foundations can be hydrating, mattifying, or dewy, and they come in different forms: liquid, tinted, creams, and stick foundations. While matching your foundation, you want to make sure that your foundation matches your neck color. You don't want to be at a party looking like a clown. To find your color match, just swatch your foundation on your face and compare it to your neck. You also want to choose your foundation shade based on these 3 important things, so listen. Number 1, your skin type. If you have an oily skin, you might want to use a mattifying foundation to control shine. And if you have a dry skin, you might want to go for hydrating and dewy foundations to add a glow to your skin. Number 2, the type of coverage that you want. If you're going for that natural skin finish, then probably go for a light coverage foundation. If you want more coverage but you want your skin to still look like skin, you should probably go for a medium coverage foundation. But if you want to completely cover all your blemishes and pigmentation on your skin, then go for full coverage foundations. Number 3, you want to choose your foundation based on your undertone. Now, a lot of people, especially beginners, struggle with finding their undertones. Your undertone could be cool, warm, or neutral. To find your undertone, take a look at the veins on your wrist. If they appear greenish, you likely have a warm undertone. If they look bluish or purplish, then you likely have a cool undertone. And if you can't clearly tell, then you might likely have a neutral undertone. Step 3 is bronzing and contouring. At this stage, if you take a good look at your face, you can see that it looks kind of bland and lifeless, and it needs some sort of warmth, depth, dimension, and shadows, just like paintings. And that is where bronzing and contouring come in. Bronzers and contours help to define and enhance the natural structure of your face, but they are not the same thing. The difference is that a bronzer gives some sort of warmth and gives your face a sun-kissed look, while a contour adds depth and dimension to the sculpt of your face. So bronzers are more reddish earthy tones and contours are more brownish. There are different types of bronzers and contours you can use: stick, cream, powder, and liquid. As a beginner, Starting with bronzer alone is a great way to start adding dimension to your face. As you get more comfortable with your makeup, you can incorporate contour to get a more sculpted look on appearance. I personally do not contour because I have a structured face already, but if you want a more sculpted look and appearance, and if you have an oval face or a round face, you can go ahead and contour for that sculpted look. To contour, start at the top of your ear and sculpt the bronzer or contour just below your cheekbones, stopping halfway towards your mouth. Then blend it out with your damp beauty blender to give you more control as a beginner. Now, you can clearly tell the difference between this bronzed cheek and this one. You can also apply your bronzer along your hairline at the top of your forehead. This helps to make your forehead appear smaller, but you don't have to do this if you already have a smaller forehead. Now, to define your jaw, you want to apply the product along your jawline. You can use an angled brush or a beauty blender to blend it downwards along your jawline. You can clearly see how more defined and more sculpted my jaw appears. For your nose contour, you don't want to go directly in with the product into your nose. You don't want to do that. Instead, you want to pick up a small angled brush and apply a small amount of bronzer onto your brush like this. This helps you be more precise and build up the product if you desire. Now, when you're done outlining your nose contour, go in with your damp beauty blender and blend that all out. Step 4 is blush. Now, I know not a lot of people like blush, but what blush does is that it adds a natural flush to your cheeks. Blush helps to add a pop of color to your makeup. The color of blush, the type of blush, and the amount of blush that you use or need is totally up to you. I find that soft pinks and peaches tend to look great on lighter skin tones. Berry shades or deeper pinks tend to do the trick on darker skin shades. Just try out different shades and find out what works best for you. Preference is key here. Blushes come in various forms: powder, cream, or liquid. To apply your blush, you want to focus on the apples of your cheeks. You can use a beauty blender, a stippling brush, or your fingers to blend it upwards towards your temple. Make sure to blend your blush well so it doesn't look harsh. And then there's a seamless transition between your foundation, your bronzer, and your blush. You can choose to apply the remaining blush on your beauty blender on your nose. Step 5 is concealer. Concealer is probably one of the trickiest steps in the makeup process, especially for a beginner. But if you pay attention to what I'm about to say, it's going to be really easy for you. Concealers are meant to conceal, improve, and brighten certain areas of your face. That is, the areas that naturally reflect light on your face, the center of your face. That is under your eyes, the bridge of your nose, your forehead if you have a small forehead, your chin, and the top of your mouth. When choosing your concealer, you want to choose one that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation or your skin tone. Apply your concealer right under your eyes like this, the bridge of your nose, your chin, top of your mouth, and your smile lines if you want to get rid of them. Then you want to go in with your blending brush or your damp beauty blender. As a beginner, I recommend using both to get that perfect blend. So you go in with your brush first and blend all that concealer in right where you placed them. Just push it into your skin by tapping lightly. Then you go in with your sponge to marry all that into your skin. You want to make sure that while blending, you're very particular about the harsh lines. You don't want any harsh lines on your face. Now we're done blending all that concealer right in. So if you like a bright under eye like this, then you can go in with a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your concealer to brighten your under eye. So you want to place just a little amount right at the start of your eyes, and then go ahead and blend that in right there, pushing it into the area with your brush. Then when you're done blending it with your brush, you want to go over it with your damp beauty blender. So if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you never miss a new upload. Step 6 is setting with powder. Now you want to pay close attention to this step so that you get everything right. All the cream products that we have applied need to be set. If not, they're going to become cakey, smudge, or move. We don't want that, and that's why we need to set. Now you need to know that there are 2 main types of powders: the pressed powder and the loose powder. Pressed powder comes in compact form. It has been milled and pressed, typically by exerting high heat and pressure on the milled powder. They come in semi-solid powder form and they offer more coverage and more color payoff. So while they can be used to set makeup, they can also be used in place of your foundation. Loose powder is a finely milled powder that usually comes in a tub with a perforated top that allows a small portion of the powder to pass through for use. You can find both translucent and finishing powders in the loose form. Translucent powders are usually transparent with extremely low intensity colors. They help to absorb shine from oilier areas and can provide sheer coverage in areas where you need a little covering up. You can wear translucent powder alone to absorb oil and provide ultra light coverage. Finishing powders, on the other hand, provide a real-life filter for your skin. It makes your skin look polished and flawless. To apply your setting powder, you want to use a triangular foam, your beauty blender, or your setting brush. As a beginner in makeup, I find that using your beauty blender works best for you, so I recommend trying that out. So you want to dip your beauty blender into your powder, but don't go in and apply it directly to your face. What you want to do is to blow off the excess powder like this, or you can dust off the excess powder at the back of your palm, and then you go in and apply that right where you placed your concealers. Tap and move it around immediately. You don't want to tap and keep tapping it in one place. If you keep tapping in one direction, it probably leads to creasing and you don't want that. To set your bronzer and your nose contour, you want to go in with a warm pressed powder shade in your powder palette, and then use a sculpting brush like this to go over it in a back and forth motion. So for your nose contour, you want to use a small angular brush to take up some powder and go over your nose contour to cover that same exact shape. To set your blush, you need a round fluffy brush like this one. Take some of your blush, dust that off, and just move in circular motions. Apply it right on the apple of your cheeks towards your temple, and also apply it on your nose as well for that natural effect. If you want to go in with more blush at this point, you can choose to. Like I said, preference is key. Step 7 is brows. Brows is probably one of the hardest things that you can master as a beginner in makeup, especially if you do not know the brow shape that fits your face perfectly. To carve out your brow shape, you only need a spoolie, a brow pencil, a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, a flat brush, and a gel if you have very bushy brows. So you want to brush your brows with some gel. So you also want to use the edge of your brush to flatten it out so that you can dry down the gel so that it's not sticky. Then you want to use your beauty blender to apply some powder and just pat some powder onto your brows to ensure that it is dry and ready to be drawn. Then you want to use your brow pencil to outline the lower part of your brow, starting from the middle. Then you want to extend the line and then repeat the same thing for the top of your brows. So you want to repeat the same thing for the other brows. Just go under and starting at the middle, outline your brow to the end, and then go over the top and do the same exact thing. So now that you're done with that, from the start of your brows, you want to drag it out to the middle to add some sort of balance to your brows. Then you want to use your brow pencil to fill up your brows lightly so they still look, natural. At the start of your brows, you want to make like tiny little strokes. You don't want them to look too messy or too drawn. That's how I like my brows to look. Now that you're done filling up your brows, you want to take your flat brush and add some concealer onto the tip of the brush to define your brows. So now we're done with the brows. I am going to leave a very detailed tutorial on how to draw your brows here. So if you haven't subscribed at this point, you might want to do that so that you don't miss any juicy details. Step 8 is eyes. Now eyeshadow can be very intimidating, especially for a beginner, so we're going to keep it super simple. For beginners, I recommend starting with a neutral shade. So you want to take some brown as your transition color and sweep it across your crease area. You want to do this in a back and forth motion or a circular motion, depending on what works for you best. So you want to take a lighter shade and sweep across your eyelids. So you want to go in and apply a slightly darker shade at your outer V to add some depth to your eyes. So you want to go in and blend everything together with a fluffy brush. for a seamless transition. So if you want to go for a more dramatic look, you can choose to layer more colors. To open up your eyes some more, you can choose to go in with a very light shimmery color at your tear duct just to bring some brightness into your eyes. Mascara is a must for opening up your eyes. So start at the base of your lash and wiggle the brush upwards to coat every lash. You can choose to go in with a coat or more, depending on how dramatic you want your lashes to look. Don't forget to coat your lower lash line as well. Then you can go ahead and pop on some lashes. Step 9 is lips. So for your lips, you just need your lip liner, your gloss, and a lipstick. Okay, so you just go ahead and outline the shape of your lip with your lip liner. So after that, you want to go in with your lipstick and just place it at the center of your mouth. So you just want to go ahead and smack your lips lightly, not too much. If you like, you can leave your lip like this. But if you want to add more dewiness and you want it to pop, you can go ahead and top it off with a gloss. Step 10 is highlighting and setting spray. So highlighting your makeup and setting it is the finishing touches that you need for your makeup to take it to the next level. Highlighting your makeup helps to bring out the high points of your face. It focuses on the areas where light naturally hits your face, like the top of your cheekbones, your brow bones, down the bridge of your nose, and your cupid's bow. Most highlighters come in liquid, powder, or cream form, and the type of highlighter that you use is dependent on the look that you're going for. If you're going for a natural glow, liquid and cream highlighters work wonders. But if you're going for a more intense shine, you might probably want to use powder highlighters. To apply your highlighter, you might want to use your finger or you might want to use a brush to apply your highlighters on the areas that I mentioned earlier. So that is the bridge of your nose, your brow bone, your cupid bow. If you're not really into highlighters, you can as well skip the highlighting step, okay? You don't need to do it. It is not a must that you have to highlight. Once you're done with that, a few spritz of setting spray will help your makeup stay in place and last longer throughout the day. It helps to prevent smudging, fading, or melting, especially if you have oily skin or if you're wearing makeup in humid weather. There are different types of setting sprays depending on the finish that you want. Some give a matte effect while others give a glowing, dewy look. So it's basically like hairspray for your makeup. Once you spray it, your makeup isn't going anywhere. So to spray, you want to hold the bottle about 8 to 10 inches away from your face. So you want to close your eyes and mist in an X and T shape to cover your whole face evenly. So I'm just going to use a fan to set that all in, and then you're all set with your makeup. So there you have it, guys. I hope this video was super helpful and give you the confidence to try it out yourself. All products used in this video are linked down below in the description box. Remember, makeup is all about having fun, feeling good, finding out what works best for you. So keep practicing and keep getting better, guys. Play around, experiment, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below, share this video with your friends, and turn on your post notifications so that you never miss videos like this. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.